You ever just scrolling and then bam, you see a piece of content that just stops you in your tracks. It's powerful, it looks professional, and it hooks you in like 5 seconds flat. Well, today we're gonna pull back the curtain and break down exactly how that magic trick is done. Okay, so this is what we're working with, a single powerful statement. Now, on its own, yeah, it's a decent quote, but when you wrap it in the right strategy, it becomes something you can't forget. Let's dig into the mechanics that make this simple line hit so hard. All right, first things first, the message itself. Before you even think about visuals or sounds, you need words that actually connect. And it's not just about what you say, it's about how you build the statement to have the biggest possible impact on someone's brain. So look at how this whole thing kicks off. It's not a command, it's a philosophical hook. It's designed to make you stop for just a second and think about your own life. And right there, that's the personal connection. And then, just as your mind is spinning on that big idea, it pivots. It follows up that hook with 3 super direct commands. Take action, build discipline, win daily. It's a brilliant move, right? It takes you from this high-level philosophical thought and drops you right into a clear, actionable game plan. Okay, so let's talk about the visuals, because this is just as important. You got this powerful message, but the wrong look could totally kill the vibe. This is where a really deliberate, minimalistic approach comes in. The visual tone has to match the verbal one. And this just lays it all out perfectly. On one side, you've got that minimalistic style. It's clean, it's focused, it feels authoritative. It lets your brain zero in on the words. But on the other side, if it's too complex or cluttered, it just feels, well, distracting, maybe even a little cheap. It waters down the whole message. For this audience, that motivational entrepreneurial crowd, clean equals confident. End of story. And you gotta know, none of this is by accident. It is a very specific set of rules. The black and white contrast, that's for instant readability. Keeping it text only, that makes the message the absolute hero. And all of it, the minimal motion, the short cuts, that modern feel, it all screams professional quality. So we've got the message, we've got the visuals, but now let's talk about the invisible forces, the things you feel more than you see: pacing and sound. These are the secret ingredients that take a simple animation and make it feel expensive, cinematic even. Let's just break down that very first second. You get this fast zoom in that creates instant energy. Then, right on the 1 second mark, the action words fade in, and it's perfectly timed with this little soft whoosh sound. That sync up of motion, text, and audio, that's what gives it that satisfying, polished feel. You know, there's a name for this. We call it crisp timing. It's that deliberate, almost surgical coordination of every single thing happening on screen. And when the timing is that crisp, you don't even consciously notice it, but you feel it. It tells you that this content is professional, it's confident, and it makes the message land with way more authority. Okay, so the content is looking sharp, it's sounding great, but how does the creator actually get credit for it without ruining that clean, minimalist vibe? Well, that brings us to the branding, which is all about quiet confidence. See, instead of some big, flashy logo taking up half the screen, it's just a simple, clean text tag at the bottom. For this kind of content, that's so much more effective. It feels less like an ad and more like a signature from someone you trust. And that, right there, that's the whole philosophy. The goal isn't just to make an advertisement, it's to be the place people go for inspiration. When your branding is subtle like this, you're not screaming for attention. You're basically saying, my value is in the content itself. And that, over time, builds incredible authority and trust. So we've taken this thing apart piece by piece. The message, the look, the timing, the branding. Now, let's put it all back together into a simple blueprint, a formula that you can actually use yourself. And here it is, the 5-step playbook. You start with that big, thoughtful hook. Then you hit them with direct commands. You wrap the whole thing in a clean, minimalist design. You engineer that crisp timing with perfect sound. And you finish it off with a subtle brand tag. See how each step builds on the last? That's how you create something that's so simple, yet so incredibly powerful. So now you have the blueprint. The final question really is for you. What's a core idea, a piece of advice, or a thought you have that you could make truly powerful in just 5 seconds? The rules are simple, but man, the potential impact is absolutely huge.